Hello, I'm so glad you're here. If you're catching the replay, thank you for jumping on. My name, if we haven't met, is Michelle Height. I am a wife, a mom of three, and a certified life coach, and I'm passionate about helping women to get focused and intentional and productive so that they can live their best lives and give their best to the people that matter most. It's so easy in life to get caught up in the urgent and the things that don't matter, and to get frustrated and overwhelmed and have that guilt. But I'm really passionate about empowering women to take control of their lives, to get organized and productive so that they have more time for the things and the people that matter most. So I am excited today to share with you my top tips for getting organized before the holidays. So as I go through these, some of these are going to seem really simple, like, yeah, I know that. But what I really want to encourage you to do is to put some action behind these. So some of the things I'm going to say, you're going to be like, yeah, I know I need to do that. I'm going to encourage you to do it. So right now, I want you to either grab your phone or something you can take notes on, paper and pen. And I'd really encourage you to choose 2 or 3 things that I talk about in the next little bit that you can put action to today or tomorrow. So actually getting started, making changes that are going to help you to be more productive in the coming weeks. So my first tip is really helping you to get, or my first couple tips are really helping you to get simplified, to get focused on what matters most. And the very first one is just a brain dump. And if you're not familiar with what a brain dump is, it's simply getting everything out of your head and onto paper or in your phone if you're a digital person, or on your computer. But it's getting everything out. If you are like me, 1, I will admit to you, I have a terrible memory. And 2, if I'm trying to remember, okay, I can't forget to do this and this and this, and I'm juggling and I'm constantly forgetting and I'm frustrated with myself for forgetting. But if I will just get that down, it frees up the space for me to worry about and pray about all the other things that really do matter. So just brain dumping, finding one place where you can put it all. And I'll talk a little bit more about what I do as we go through. But one place. So instead of, I used to be the girl who had Post-it notes everywhere, and that really doesn't do a whole lot of good if those Post-it notes are going to get lost. So brain dumping in one place so it's not floating around your head. My next tip is to declutter. And again, you're thinking, how does this help me to get ready for the holidays? The truth of the matter is, the more stuff, the less clarity and the less just freedom and relaxation we feel. So I'm going to encourage you to really declutter the stuff in your life. So think about things as you're heading into the holidays. Maybe in our home, for me, it is the entry into the kitchen. That's the place where everything gets dumped and I'm constantly decluttering and getting rid of. So is there a place in your home where you feel like that? Is it your desk? If you work at home, or if you have a job in an office place that you need to declutter, you need to take a little bit of time and get it cleared out so that you can make some space. It's amazing how decluttering this stuff immediately helps you to feel more just clarity and relaxation. Another thing I'm going to encourage you on this decluttering is to be thinking ahead at, we're going to be getting gifts at Christmas. And so we don't want to bring more stuff into our house without getting rid of some of it. And so one thing that we are actively doing is going through the kids' toys, right? We know they're going to be getting new things for Christmas. And so we are decluttering what we already have. And I'll tell you, as we have done this, and we just continue to do it, it's kind of a continual process. But as we have done this, I find that the kids actually play with the toys when they have fewer. So another thing we've done is we've put them toys into different Rubbermaid tubs, and we put several of the tubs away. We get one tub out and they actually play with the toys that are in that tub. And then, after a couple days or a week, depending on how it's, how they're doing with the toys that are in there, we pack it all up, we put that Rubbermaid away, and we pull out another one. It's amazing when we declutter how we start to use the stuff that we do have and love. For you, that might be going through your makeup drawer and decluttering the stuff that you don't actually use, and it's just taking time in the morning because you're digging through it to find the stuff that you do use. It might be jewelry or whatever. Just find something that you can declutter that's going to bring you a little bit more time, a little bit more peace. Another thing I'm going to encourage you to simplify as we head into the holidays is your schedule. And this is a really hard one. I have a really hard time, and I've worked on this tremendously in the last couple of years, but I have a hard time saying no to things and to people. I want to do it all and be everywhere, and I don't want to tell somebody no because I don't want to let them down and I don't want to miss out. But I'll tell you, when you say yes to something else, you're actually, without realizing it, saying no to something you already have in your schedule. And sadly, for a lot of us, when we start to take on more, we serve on more committees, we take on whatever, without realizing it, we're saying no to very oftentimes the people that matter most to us. And so I'm going to encourage you as you head into the holidays, not to say no to everything, but to be very intentional about what you say no to. So simplify your schedule. Realize that if you say yes to take something on, that you're saying no to something else, and make sure that you're okay with that. So simplifying your schedule is a huge one. Another tip I have for you is to plan ahead. And this is one of those ones that you're like, duh, like we already knew that you should plan ahead. But I want to encourage you. So wherever you're doing that brain dump, get everything in one place. But go ahead and do some planning ahead on who you need to buy gifts for, what you're going to buy them. We all know that those last minute gifts pop up and it's like, oh, I hadn't thought of that one, or I totally forgot I needed to get something for that person. And the truth of the matter is that when we do that, at least I do, I would assume you're the same, but I end up spending more on that gift just because I need to grab something and go, than if I would have planned ahead and had something taken care of. So just the planning ahead, again, having it in one place helps tremendously, because as you think of things, you can add them to that gift list and you can continue working ahead on and being prepared for that. Same thing as you're heading into the holidays with cooking. I bet we all have a handful, if not more, of places that we're going to go, and that we are going to need to take something. And so go ahead and think ahead. Are there some things that you could make now before things get really crazy and stick them in the freezer so that when you need to take something to an event, it's already done? How great would that feel? So again, planning ahead, thinking about gifts, thinking about cooking, food you might need to take somewhere. Thinking about hosting. If you're hosting something for the holidays, don't wait until the weekend before to start to work on your house and the decorations and the food that you're going to do, but planning ahead now. So coming up with a plan. Again, I mentioned to you in the beginning, and it's so true, some of these you're like, duh, like that, Michelle, we know that we need to plan ahead. But I want to encourage you as I continue to go through these things, because I have several more to share with you, that you're taking action on them. So choose 2 or 3 that you're going to take action on in the next day or two, and that'll get you that much closer to that peaceful holiday that you want to enjoy. So another tip that I have for you that has tremendously helped me is having kind of a home base of sorts, and I mentioned earlier when I was talking both about simplifying and brain dumping as well as planning ahead, that I'd highly encourage you to do that in one place. So whether that's in your planner or in a spiral, or if you're a digital person, in Evernote or whatever it is that you use, but get everything into one place. So when something pops into your mind and you're like, oh, I need to not forget to get that person a gift, you have whatever that one place, that home base is close by, and you add to it, so that we're not carrying all those things like I talked about in the brain dump. We're not carrying all those things in our head. And I'm going to continue talking about kind of that home base. One thing I've done is I actually created my own planner, because I had used several different ones and just none of them had everything that I needed. And so I have created my own, which is it's a dry erase, and it's worked incredibly well for me. It has everything from my calendars, my work checklist, my project list, my brain dump. It's everything in one place, which has been so, so great. When I brain dump, I actually don't just brain dump in a huge list where it all gets muddled together. I started brain dumping, and that's my very first page in my planner, so I can flip it over and always be adding on to it. But I brain dump into categories. So I have one that is just discuss with Jay, because I always have a million things I'm like, oh, I need to talk to Jay about that, or I need to ask him. And so I just put everything on a list. When we sit down, I can tear off that little Post-it, and we can sit down and talk through everything we need to talk through. I also will make a list for phone calls I need to make. I also make a list of things I need to buy. So most of the time that's stuff that comes from the grocery store, but inevitably if I don't have it all in one place, I get to the grocery store and I leave without something. So I'm going back to the grocery store, and it's, yeah, a never-ending cycle. I also have another list of errands I need to run. And so I keep all that on one page so that as things pop into my mind, I can get them down. The other thing, another thing I keep a lot in my planner, but another thing I keep in there is appointments and my daily schedule. And so it's just all in one place. So I can look at my daily schedule, and it really keeps me on track with what's going on that day. And then as I think of things, I can add them either to my daily to-do list with my handy dandy dry erase marker. I also, as I mentioned in my planner, have my project list. And so I have my list of projects, both for work, for home, and I break them down into tasks. So they're super simple to bite off and do. I try to break them down into tasks where they're so quick. And so if I have 5 minutes, I can look at my project list and cross off the next thing that, and do something really quickly instead of it feeling so overwhelming that I never get it done. And one other suggestion is to have some kind of a system where you're not, let me back up. I am a stacker. I tend to have lots of stacks going on. And so one thing that I've done is organize those stacks into basically, I've got a bills file, and I've got a talk to Jay file, which I'll grab that, as well as the sticky note if I have things we need to talk through. I have a Kaysen file, so my oldest often has things that I need to fill out for school or whatever, and so I have those. I have a due today file, so I've got a lot of different files, and that way it's all organized, so I don't have stacks where I'm losing stuff and forgetting to do stuff. It's super quick. When the mail comes in, or when his folder comes home from school, or as I'm cleaning things out, it immediately goes where it needs to go and I can tackle it. So those are many of my tips. Again, I mentioned at the beginning, they seem super simple. My challenge to you is to put into action and to pick 2 or 3 of these that you can do in the next day or two. And I'm gonna run back through them really quickly. 1, brain dump. 2, declutter your stuff, or at least pick something that you can declutter that's going to bring a little bit more of a sense of relaxation and peace. Simplify your schedule. Plan ahead, both for gift shopping and cooking, and if you're hosting anything you have coming up, go ahead and plan ahead. Have a home base. Have everything in one place. Brain dump into lists. Have a planner where you can keep everything organized in one place. Have a project list where you can break it into tasks and take care of the manageable little things instead of feeling so overwhelmed by the big things that you have to do. And then keep some kind of a system where you're not just throwing stuff in a stack and getting it, but some kind of a filing system. So I am incredibly passionate about helping women to get organized and productive so that they have more time for the things and the people that matter most, which is why I have developed a new program. It's my Focused Productivity Program. It uses many of the things that we've just talked through, but way, way more in depth. And what I'm so excited about this is that my goal in putting this together was to make this so simple for you. So like I mentioned, the things I shared today are so super simple, but I wanted to figure out a way to fit just if you could take just 15 minutes a day. So every day I will give an assignment or a training that's requires 15 minutes and no more. And certainly you can always do more and see more results, but it's written for 15 minutes a day just to bring clarity and de-stress and help you stay focused and productive and enable you to have just the most joyful holiday season, yet focused on the people that matter most. And so in this program, all you have to do is give me 15 minutes a day for 21 days. So it's a 3-week program. And we're going to go through simplifying. So diving deeper into some of the things that I've shared with you today, creating systems to help simplify, creating systems to help get more organized and productive, working on creating that home base. So it's everything's right there and organized instead of taking way more time than it should. I'm going to be giving a ton of resources through this. So not only trainings and daily assignments that are going to help you to actually do these things, or ask you to actually do these things, but I'm going to be providing a ton of resources that will actually, you'll be able to individualize to fit your needs. So my task list that I have in my planner is not necessarily going to be the same as your task list, but I'm going to provide that resource where you can go in and change it to make it work for you. And basically at the end of the program, you'll have everything that you need to put together your own planner. So whether it's a home management in a binder or you want to put it together as a dry erase, I'm going to provide you everything you need to individualize it, make it your own, and put it together to have your own one planner system. So it's all together. So I know this is a busy time. I'm really excited about kicking this off, and we're actually going to start the program November the 28th, which is right after Thanksgiving. And so we have a couple weeks leading up, but what I'm really excited about is it's just 15 minutes a day. And I guarantee you that if you do these things for 15 minutes a day, you're actually going to multiply your time. It's going to help save you money because you're going to be taking care of things in advance. It's going to help you get really clear on just staying focused on what really matters about this season and staying focused on the people that matter most, and giving you permission just to rest and take it all in and enjoy the season instead of letting the stress get the best of you. So in 15 minutes a day, it's going to save you money, help you focus, decrease stress, get you organized and productive. And if you'll do this, I guarantee that you'll see results. So much so that if you go through the program and you do the 15 minutes a day and you don't see progress, and you don't get the results you want, I will give you your money back. The cost of the program is just $49. And I'll tell you, I have several people that I've run this past and sat down and really talked about the program, and every single one of them has told me this is way more value than what you're charging for it. And so they really encouraged me to think about raising my price. And I'm not going to for this round only. So this very first round is going to be set at $49. Way, way, way more value than that. I guarantee it will go up the next time I run it in 2017. So this is an awesome time to get in, as well as just to start the holidays off on a really great note. You can upgrade the program and add a consult. So we do a video call and we can look at your specific needs, how you're going to make that work for you. We can look at your individualized printables as we go through the program, so you can increase with a consult. So a couple things I want to encourage you to do. One, leave your email below if you are interested in the special offer that I'm going to be emailing out. So I'm actually going to be offering the cost of the program plus a consult in a special offer in an email. So if you want that, you'll need to leave your email below. I'm also going to be offering a free consult before the program starts if you're even interested in it. So leave your email below if you want information on how to sign up for that free consult, or if you want the special price offer. I am incredibly excited about the change and the positive results that are going to come from this for the ladies that go through the program. So ladies, if you are at all interested, just interested in more information, leave your email below. I'll contact you. I'd love to jump on the phone with you on a free consult to talk about your specific needs, what it is that brings the greatest frustration for you, what you want to most organize, and we'll talk specifically through your needs. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm so excited, about what's to come and the season that's to come, and incredible clarity and just relaxation that's going to come as a result of getting organized and focused on what matters most. Have a great day.